It's another technology episode. This time we talk about facial recognition and the impacts on society.
This is United A-Holes, a video cast discussing cultural topics with no filter.
Welcome back to Area 41. It's George Orwell's favorite spot on the internet. So, what's everyone been doing today?
We talk about 1984?
Yeah, that's my favorite year.
My favorite Van Halen album.
Rubber, 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 rubber. Fucking Skittles. Oh, fuck, you got me with that one. Oh, Jesus. He's after the Skittles.
Baby. That's right.
We're filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Just give him a Hillbillies.
Fuck.
White on set.
All right. So, Ryan.
United Assholes is filmed before a live studio audience.
And he's deaf. So,
I wanted to say it.
Okay. Yabba dabba do. So, Ryan, what are we talking about?
Facial recognition.
Facial. You had me at facial.
It's going to up our hits.
I know
right
it's
there.
Ryan because of his face.
Okay, well, there.
Whoa.
So don't the computers, I bet. His computer doesn't work.
You don't have face blindness. That's what I have Facebook for. It remembers your face.
Wow, Facebook.
Facebook is a prime example. They use facial recognition to auto tag
Yeah, they do.
people in your photos.
Yes, they do.
A lot of people don't know that. I didn't know that until you told me, because I don't use Facebook. Because fuck Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking... Wow, what a stance.
It's not the face you fuck, it's the fuck you face.
Yeah.
It was actually
This is mine.
It was actually Michael's face that I first saw it pop up and say.
I thought he was going somewhere else with that. I was going to say, we're starting the
Him and
episode
I
over.
and James, my eldest, and it popped up and went, "Is this Michael Underhill? Is this James Underhill?" I'm like, Jesus Christ, yeah. How the fuck does it
I know them.
It's Big Brother. It's what George Orwell wrote about. We're living in it.
What terrifies me about that is the technology behind it. And, like, not just Facebook has access to that technology. No. Like, whatever if Facebook has it. But, like...
What are you afraid of?
So many things, Brent.
There was a private company,
Okay.
I believe it was in China, I'd have to double check, that was using facial recognition with porn videos and social media sites to tie the two people together.
Yeah.
So, you were on...
And what they were doing was...
Saturday Night Hard.
Right.
Buttman and throbbing.
Oh, what?
And what they were doing is they were allowing the public to put pictures of their girlfriends, wives, significant others into their system, and they would look for them in porn videos and say, yes, your significant
There are
other
some
did
that can
porn.
also find, like, doppelgangers, too.
So, is it good enough, percentage-wise, that we don't have to worry about, somebody goes home to their wife and goes, "You were in a fucking porno. That's you right now." Every day she goes, "Nah, fuck, I've never done porn. That's not me." But that person looks kind of like her. Is that a
I'm
possibility
sure that's a
to
possibility,
happen?
yeah.
I mean, it's not 100%.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But it's getting better all the time.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they improve on stuff. What's the end goal for those companies to produce out of this? What do they want to accomplish, or do we just not know?
So, okay,
know.
here's an angle I want to take it. What is the positives of facial recognition in our day-to-day lives currently? It's the first question I want to ask all you guys. And the second question, the follow-up to that, would be, where does it overstep the line and what are we scared of with it?
So I use it every day to log into my PC.
Windows Hello.
Windows Hello.
Oh, really?
It took a snapshot of my face when I first signed up. Now I sit down, it sees me, and it unlocks. I don't have to type on the keyboard anymore.
How...
What if you
It's
grow a beard?
minor...
Yeah, I was going to say, how effective is it? If you grow a beard and grow
I'm
your
not
hair...
sure. I've
is
never actually tested it that far. I know
Shave
that
your head.
I've gone to it with my hand on my face, and it still recognized me. But
Or wore an eye
For, like
patch.
key points and eyes and noses and stuff.
Oh,
What
it's
if
for
it's-
the golden triangle.
What if you get your
Pirate Day?
face off, like that movie Face Off?
Then you have to put
If
your
it's-
PIN number in.
You know,
Okay.
If it's Pirate Day at Exploring It and you come in with an eye patch, is it still gonna?
I'll let you know next Pirate Day.
Oh, it's Pirate Day coming
Dang it,
up.
I missed
You tell me
Pirate
when
Day.
Pirate Day is.
You quit too early, son. You could have been there for.
Yeah.
Dang it! For Pirates Day.
Police force,
Yeah.
pro or con?
Having facial recognition?
Fucking terrifying.
I
It's a pro in the sense that it's going to help them find the actual criminals.
Yeah.
How is it a con? Invasion of privacy? A lot of people seem to have a problem with that.
If you're out in public, though, if you're on the run and you're in public and you run by 2 or 3 places that have cameras and they can use
Right.
that for facial recognition, you're in public, so that's not really an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, but I
Right.
mean, if you don't go out
What
in
if you're
public,
running
you just stay
by,
home.
a building and there's 2 people going at it, and it's like, hey, wait a second, that's my wife and my best friend.
Let me bring up this facial
You got bigger
recognition
problems than facial
software.
recognition at that point. Facial's part of it, though.
I think that's my wife. Let me check.
I can't tell with all the splooge on her face.
Let me see if it unlocks her phone. Damn, it did.
I guess I don't see a problem with it any more than a person can recognize me.
The problem is the abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a person. It can be a machine that is installed in every single street corner that scans the area and says, okay, these 15 people walked by at 12:55. Here's all their information. Here's their addresses. Like, that's fucking terrifying to me.
Why is it terrifying though?
Well, what happens when the person with that technology has some motivations that we don't like?
Yeah, like a special interest in a person. So,
Yeah.
hey, I want
So
to ask
somebody
her
hacks
out.
that system, gets your information.
Or the
and
person
comes-
that
I know where she
has,
lives.
the person that has access to it decides, you know what? This is what we're doing now.
So-and-so leaves her residence at Thursday
It's-
at 8 p.m. for
it's
3
funny
hours.
how-
Let's
You
go
don't need
rob them.
facial recognition for that. They have
No.
Facebook.
True.
Yeah, we're already telling
I took a
everybody
step
where we're
today.
going.
Oh, there, I took another step today.
I had asparagus for the first time in 6
I remember.
months.
I'm sure you guys remember when Google
No
launched
smokers over there.
Yes.
when Google launched all the tracking via the phone. When you log into your Google account, it turned on the map tracking. It turned on, your voice recordings and blah 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 and all that. And I remember people I know around here were like, "This is garbage. It's terrible." And I was in the same camp for a period of time. I was like, "It's over the top. It's overreaching. I don't like this." Until I went to Toronto my first time with the phone. And then I realized why it was doing all the stuff it was doing. And I got all the benefits of it. And I was like, okay, if I lived here, giving up the privacy of using my device and letting my information be shared out to this massive corporate entity, I'm okay with it because the payback was worth it.
Okay.
Being here, I don't see it at all. We don't have enough, you don't have to worry about traffic in downtown Woodstock or on Connell Road, really. It's not like being in a city with millions of people.
I don't know. Google told me this morning that it was a heavy traffic and it was 8 minutes to work instead of 7.
Exactly. But when I was there, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example.
Did you get
I-
over your
must have
car
been a
and run
so,
to make up the time?
as you know, to use the Maps application fully, you have to enable all that GPS crap, and it has to know all your stuff and whatever else. So I went up to Toronto for a friend's wedding. One of the jokes between us was party socks. We always used to go out and do things, and he would always wear party socks. He's like, well, if you're going to be at my wedding and you're going to be at my wedding, we need to have party socks on.
Not
Underneath.
that kind of party
Not
sock.
the same thing.
Yeah, that's happy.
No, that's a fun sock.
I could hear your shorts straining.
So party socks in this instance were nice orange socks. So we quickly popped our phones up and were like, okay, where can we buy orange socks? And it's like, okay, they're at the bay. Where's the closest bay? And click the button for that, closest location. And it's like, would you like to go there? It's like, sure. And it's like, opened up maps, automatically started giving me directions. So we go down, we get in the car, we leave the parking garage, we get on the street. On the way there, it also popped up and said, hey, there's traffic ahead on this highway or on this road, whatever you want to call it, street. If you turn left in 200 meters, you can save 12 minutes.
Wow, right on.
So it guided me off of where the traffic congestion was, took me through these back streets, and then dumped me back on that same road later down. And got me out of the way of all that. And what it's doing is it's tracking all the other users that have Google phones or maps installed running the same thing I'm running. Immediately I was like, okay, the tracking is suddenly worth it because now it's distributing traffic. I'm not part of the problem. I'm bypassing it and also alleviating one car out of that problem as well.
Yeah.
So I get around that. Then it really got creepy, but kind of cool. We stopped at this mall, and it was a really, big mall. It told us which entrance to park by.
To get to the orange socks quicker.
And then the minute that we got out of the car, it's like 200 steps this direction.
Holy shit.
Walk in the door, go down this hallway, now turn right or left or whatever, and to the point where it's like you are at your destination. How it does that when you're using it for GPS. It did that as I was standing in the department that had the socks, and it showed me the picture of the rack, and the rack was right fucking there. And I was like, okay, this was cool. I'm in. I'm 100% in on this for that side of the technology. Yeah. So I'm guessing in order for us to buy in on facial recognition, there's going to have to be a wow factor like that for me to accept it, to give up the freedoms to want to use it.
Sure. Yeah.
It's kind of like, as you get out of your car and look to your right, you'll see Randy Ross getting out
exactly. It's almost there, man.
There's only two pairs of orange socks left, and he's buying 2. Run.
Exactly.
When Google started that, they actually had your friends on your maps.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
But they don't have it now. Yeah, you could look at your map and it would show dots of
who was close by.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They don't
Facebook kind of does that because every time I go to the superstore on the weekend and you're home, it says Ryan Duffley's nearby. Do you want to wave hi?
I get him too.
Yeah, it's like, good God,
It just says nearby, generic.
Yeah, generic. It doesn't tell you where, but it tells you that someone you know is close.
He's in your trunk.
It's like,
I'm a process killer, not a product killer.
Snapchat shows them that.
Really?
It shows you where you were last active on
Yeah, you turn it
Snapchat.
on, but you can put yourself in ghost mode.
Isn't that kind of like the Pokemon game?
Pokemon Go? No, you can't see anybody in Pokemon Go.
I never played it.
Certainly can't see any fucking friends.
So the alternate side of facial recognition is now the deep fakes, where they can almost imitate anybody identically through CGI.
That's a scarier use of that technology.
Yeah.
That's scary. The other one that's freaky is that this is not a real person website.
Yeah.
That still creeps the
Yeah.
shit out of me every time I go on that. You ever done that one?
No, I don't think I've heard of it.
This person does not exist, or that. Yeah, I think that's. We'll find it afterwards, and I'll put it in the comments or somewhere with this video.
Okay.
But there's a website that you go to, and when you click refresh, it automatically generates a fake person.
A face.
A face, and it's photorealistic to the point where it looks like
You
someone.
showed me a picture, and it looks like a real.
It looks like a person, and then you click
But it's
refresh.
all CGI.
It's just made up of an algorithm,
Okay.
and then you
Yeah,
click
it's
refresh,
crazy.
and another one pops up and starts through it, and they all
It
look like
is.
legit people.
Scary,
does it like that?
accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's really
instantaneous.
realistic.
And so what's the purpose of it, though?
Just to prove that AI can generate stuff. So
Yeah,
if
it's
you're-
just kind of an interesting...
yeah, there's a person right there that does not exist.
Ryan?
This person.
Yeah, she's not real.
.com. Refresh.
What's the website?
This person does not exist.com.
This person does
Does it
not
generate the
exist.
background with it?
Yep, everything.
So here's
Wow.
what I see in the future. There's a political
I
race
might have
going
just
on.
found my next girlfriend.
There's a political race going on. You're losing in the polls. You get your team to, all right, I want a video of my opponent
Yeah.
in a strip club passing out $100 bills.
Get the blowjob.
Exactly. I want everything. I want all
Nice
the dirty
touch,
details.
Wow.
This guy's strip clubs.
Throwing money around,
Raise
getting a
them right.
blowjob.
I raised him right.
Why does he have to be passing
And it
that
comes
kind of
out,
bills?
and the majority of people believe it because it's an accusation, and that's what happens. As soon as you're accused, you're guilty.
That's right.
Yep.
And bang, the polls drop, and Buddy wins it. And we don't find out until years later,
He was never there.
or ever.
Because
Or
nobody
it
I'm going to
never
flip that
comes
argument
out.
on you to make it even worse. Is that someone goes and does that, like does some negative thing for real, and then uses the deep fake as the excuse
As
that
an
they didn't
excuse
do
that
it.
it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That wasn't
not
me. That's a
me.
deep fake
That's
because
like
that
Anthony
exists now.
Weiner.
Fake news.
Yeah,
Fake
but you know
news.
who is voting for that guy? The strippers, because he's throwing out so much money.
That's right.
The stripper's vote is the most important vote.
Exactly.
Someone needs to nurture that voting.
They're going to
class.
change the next election.
Erection, Ken. Erection. That's what
And I'm sure erections have a lot to do with elections.
I'm sure they do.
Who knows?
So I'll round
Fuck
table
if you
it.
vote for me.
So what's your take on the whole facial recognition? Do you see any benefits to it? Do you won't care about it? Does it bother you?
It's like any other technology that comes along. The telephone's a prime example. There were people that said, my workers are never going to get anything done if I put telephones in my business because they're just going to be on the phone all day talking to their friends and we're not going to get, that's it. We're done. Phones are evil. They didn't want to put them in their businesses. And now that's how we all communicate fastly.
To get things done.
So it's gonna come along and people are going to poo-poo it, but there are going to be positives. And yeah, there are going to be negatives. There probably were
There's always
people that sat on the
positives
phone
and
all
negatives.
day long and didn't get anything done. But eventually those people didn't have a job.
Yeah.
So it'll have positive and negatives like every single thing else that has been produced. But on the whole, we usually end up more of the positive, less of the negative. That's usually the way it turns out for most things.
What's your take, Brian?
When I think of a utopian society, the technologies that are needed to get there, this would probably be one of them. The problem with a utopian society is that there's a dystopian society that exists with it because they used it for the wrong reasons. So technology itself is not good or bad. It's what we do with it, and we can't be trusted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a prime example. Josh?
I don't
Wrong.
think progress should be slowed or stopped, but it is a little frightening what we are becoming capable of. But I would never argue against stopping progress. So we'll see what happens. It's, hopefully we're not, hopefully we're not negatively impacted. on a
Just so
grand
the
scale.
viewers know, Joss doesn't actually exist. He's never been in any episode. We've created this person. That's the mind blowing.
You did.
Yeah, there you go.
He's an AI creation.
I don't disagree.
I neither agree nor disagree.
Yeah.
So what do you think, David? I mean, Michael.
I feel like there is a lot of bad that comes with it, but if the good can outweigh the bad, it's worth it. My primary concern becomes stalking, because if you can facial recognition,
It would
somebody
make
from
that a lot.
any
That's
time,
awesome. Yeah.
it just bam. You want to know where they are?
Good bro, man. Good
Yeah,
bro.
fuck, yeah. That's a good point.
How do I get into this? How do I use this technology? I get you. Kendall, come on. Spill some 41 science on us here.
Pull your shorts up.
I don't have a problem with facials.